Hello, my name is Jacinda Bouton. I'm the music director of the Lone Tree Symphony Orchestra, and I would like to invite you to our upcoming concert on March 3rd at 7:30 at the Lone Tree Arts Center. We are playing a group of pieces that we're calling Director's Choice because these are many of my favorite pieces, and I know you all will enjoy them too. We're starting the concert with Semiramis, the Overture from Semiramis, which is an opera that was written by Rossini, and he was quite a character. There's lots of great stories about Rossini and all of his quirkiness. As we near the end of February, one interesting fact about Rossini was that he was a leap year baby, born on February 29th, 1792, and he literally only celebrated 19 of his birthdays due to that. He was also quite a foodie. He had a close friend that was a chef who would make special dishes for him, and in return, Rossini would write little pieces for each one of his entrees or desserts. So kind of fun to think about how he enjoyed his food. But probably the most famous part about Rossini is that he was a huge procrastinator, and he would just wait till the very last minute, which is kind of funny to think about when you know that he wrote the William Tell Overture, which is basically the theme song of we've got to get things done quickly. So kind of funny to think about him just waiting till the very last minute. The piece that we're doing is the Overture from Semiramis, and he wrote that entire opera in 39 days. So he was quite prolific in his composition, and the piece itself is very uplifting, and it's funny to think how happy the piece is when the topic of the opera is quite tragic. There's a Babylonian queen who is quite evil, and there's ghosts and lots of very dark material, but the piece that we're going to start our concert with is very happy and joyous. So it's a great way to start the concert. Our next piece is Prelude to Afternoon of a Fawn by Claude Debussy, and it features our flutist Coralie Killmeyer playing the pan flute that is portrayed in the poem The Afternoon of a Fawn is based on. A fawn is a half man, half beast, and he wakes up in this dreamlike state in the forest, and he's playing his pan flute, and you can just see the imagery from this great piece. And Debussy really did something very special here, and he took the music world into the 20th century with impressionistic music, and we're very excited to get to play that for you. We're going to end our concert with Symphony No. 1 by Brahms, and Brahms was such an interesting character as well. He lived basically in the shadow of Beethoven, and it was so intimidating that he didn't embark on creating a large work like a symphony simply because of the intimidation that he had with Beethoven looking over his shoulder, so to speak. And he wrote many smaller compositions that were wonderful, but he didn't actually write this symphony until he was 40 years old, and it took him 14 years to do that. If you compare that to Rossini that we talked about first, who wrote an entire opera in 39 days, and here you've got Brahms, who it took 14 years to write his first symphony. His music is very beautiful, and it does stand alone, but you can see a little bit of Beethoven's reflection in it, especially in the fourth movement. There's this big, beautiful theme that is reminiscent of the Ninth Symphony by Beethoven and the Ode to Joy. You can sort of hear a similarity there. And when asked about that, Brahms said, well, of course, anybody can hear that, like he intended to do it. So it's going to be a wonderful evening. I hope you'll come join us. Again, it's at 7:30 at the Lone Tree Arts Center on March 3rd. Can't wait to see you.